so glad.
So band quick.
Fraternities.
It was scheduled for this evening at 6:30 at East Side's Auditorium.
Wow. Yeah. I had no idea. I'm an advisor for a fraternity on campus. They're the best academic fraternity on campus.
There you go.
I mean, they're not an academic fraternity, but they are. Oh, I'm going to start in a second. That's our music. More conversation. Good afternoon and welcome to Standing Room Only, a joint production of KBBG Radio and the Gallagher Blue Dorn Performing Arts Center at the University of Northern Iowa. We come together to talk about the arts and the performing arts in particular, and also the particular role that the arts and music plays in our lives as we go through our lives. We often talk about having sort of a soundtrack for our lives, and I think the holidays bring that out in people. Different music is traditional, and it sort of gets ingrained in our traditions and how we behave, and for a lot of people, music also triggers memories, and so you'll hear a song and you'll think about something from your own family history, your own past, and it'll inspire you. Today we are joined by Laura Can, excuse me. She's the development director at the Boys and Girls Club, and hi Laura, how are you?
Hi, great, how are you?
Well, I'm pretty good. We're going to be playing your favorite song later. We're going to play a couple sort of traditional Christmas carols as part of the show today. I love Christmas music.
Who doesn't?
Well, hopefully no one is listening today. But I, for whatever reason, part of my church experience is very connected to music, and so worship has always had music in the background. So it's kind of a spiritual thing for me, and I think it is for some other people too. But Christmas music seems to be that wonderful combination. And my personal taste, I like sort of the old classic carols, so we'll play a couple of those and a couple of the not-so-classic ones too. But anyway, Laura, you guys did a Christmas concert. Speaking of celebrating with Christmas music, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it was the second year that we had done this event. The event serves a lot of different purposes. It is a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club, but really more than that, it's just an opportunity to bring the community together in a beautiful setting, which is the Gallagher Blue Dorn Performing Arts Center. We involve area churches. I think this year we had 10 or 11 area choirs. Most were from churches, some were not. And we brought everyone together at the Gallagher Blue Dorn. It's a good old-fashioned sing-along Christmas carol. The choirs do some individual songs, and then we had a few where we asked for audience participation. And the goal is just to kick off the Christmas season, get people in that right frame of mind. And isn't that what music really does? I mean, that's when I always feel like it's Christmas time, the day after Thanksgiving, or whenever the radio stations start playing Christmas music. That's really when you just start to feel like the holiday season is upon us. So, like I said, it's the second year that we had done the event. It's grown every year. It's always going to be the first Monday after Thanksgiving, and it was just a great holiday celebration and a community celebration, and then also raised needed funds for the club.
But you keep the price pretty reasonable. So
we do. It was only $7 a ticket. Children 3 and under were free. So we like to do things like that so that the whole community can enjoy the event, and we don't want the cost to be prohibitive.
I think singing, particularly choral singing or singing together, is a real indicator of community. That ability to sort of blend our voices together and all move in the same direction, which is I think great about choral music.
And it just filled the auditorium, and it just you had to leave there feeling ready for this season.
That's
I think.
Exactly right. It's actually one of my favorite events we do because it's so participatory, and yet we also get to hear a lot of people sing together. The other fun thing I think, because church choirs don't, and even high school choirs for that matter, they don't hear each other very often because they've got their own thing going on at the same time. And so what I like doing, and I got to participate this year in your concert, is I liked watching the different choirs while the other choirs were singing.
Yeah.
Because, they'd sort of bob their head and sort of enjoy the music.
And we hear that from the other choirs, that they really do appreciate the opportunity to see what everybody else has going on. And the thing, too, that we're always amazed by is the talent in the community. I mean, we really have a lot, not myself in that category necessarily, but we have a lot of very talented singers in this community. Over 300 people were on stage singing in the choirs, and it was just really great.
Particularly when you get church choir members who've been singing together for 10 or 15 or 20 years. I mean, they have a blend that's really quite remarkable.
Yeah.
Again, it's people coming together in the same direction. I just thought it was, a stellar event.
Yeah, well, thank you, and
Great
thank you so
job.
much for hosting
And
us. We appreciate that.
Oh, but I hopefully we'll do it again next year.
Yes, yeah, like I said, it'll always be, we're trying to start that tradition of the first Monday after Thanksgiving,
Great.
whatever that date will be next year.
So come and sing along.
Yeah, please,
But
please.
that's and they sing some great Christmas carols, traditional ones and a little more modern ones. The other thing that's fun is sometimes the choirs themselves they get to pick some of what they sing,
Mhm.
so they do their show-off pieces.
They
And
do.
so as well as us common folk, you also get to hear people who really do great, beautiful harmonies and multi-parts and are all over the place,
Yeah.
and just some real inspiring music and some real spiritual music too. I thought it was a really neat event. The other fun thing about it is you get people to host from the community, and so people who do jobs in the community or serve different roles in the community come, and they have that experience of being part of singing too. And I think that makes them part of Boys and Girls Club, and I think that's a great thing too.
Yeah, well, thank you very
People
much.
engaged. One of the things that we, at the Gallagher that's kind of weird is we have, I think it's something like 20 Christmas concerts over the period of the holidays. And we're starting a week or two before Thanksgiving, so it's pretty thick with them. And we get so busy because there's a concert almost every night that sometimes we forget to have Christmas ourselves. And so it's really great to have a concert like yours. Sometimes what we say actually is we say we don't get to have Christmas, we facilitate Christmas for others.
That's right.
And that's a terrible thing to say. And so one of the nice things is when we have a great concert like yours, we get to sort of step in and be part of it too.
And
And find our own
enjoy
little
it.
spirit a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Well,
lift us
glad
up.
we could help you with that.
Anytime. Anyway, we're going to do a song right now. This is a very traditional Christmas carol sung by a fellow named Burl Ives, who I don't really remember except as a snowman in the animated show Rudolph.
I just watched that last
But
night.
my understanding is he's not really a snowman,
Yeah.
but this is Burl Ives. He's going to sing Holly Jolly Christmas. This is such a cornball recording of it.
Classic, though. I just watched Rudolph last night, so it's time
Can I tell you, even as a college student, when I was a kid, I was so scared of the Abominable Snowman. Even as a college student, I would look away when the Abominable Snowman came on. Isn't that funny?
He's one of my favorites.
Oh, wow.
I actually have an ornament of the Abominable Snowman on my tree.
I like the toothless Bumble now. That's kind of where I end up. You think about a singer singing with a banjo, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen again. He had an artist named Bella Fleck come, and he's a banjo player, but he's a crazy musician, so he plays with classical music, he plays with a lot of superstars, super talented, but he plays with like Yo-Yo Ma, he plays with the most talented people in the world, but he plays all over the place. He's jazz, he's blues, he's rock and roll, it's crazy. It was one of the most unexpected shows I've ever seen because they were just so good.
Yeah.
But it's not what you think. You wouldn't ever say, well, I want to go see a show with a sort of a rock band with a banjo. I think that'd be good.
Are you guys, let's see, do you still have holiday, what's your next performance?
We have Mannheim Steamroller.
Oh, that's right.
2 shows on Saturday.
That's right, yep. Good. It should be pretty popular.
It's sold out.
Yeah.
2 shows, back to back. It's our last one. I'm glad it's our last one. I need to get my Christmas shopping done. My wife's a teacher, so Christmas gets a little intense for them too.
Where does she teach?
4th grade.
Okay.
You know when it's a classic Christmas song when they use the word jingle jangle. But that was Burl Ives doing A Holly Jolly Christmas, which I think was a big #1 hit for him actually. We were talking while we were listening to the song about You just don't hear banjo music very often
No,
anymore.
it's a thing of
much
the
less-
past,
yeah.
but
It's pretty sad. So, we just talked about the Boys and Girls Club concert this year. What's the name of that again?
Cedar Valley Christmas.
So next year, as you're making your holiday plans, think about that. Monday after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Great. A lot of people know about the Boys and Girls Club. They know that it exists. They know that it serves young people.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of them sort of have misapprehensions about what you guys all do.
Sure, yeah. We've been around in the community a long time, almost 50 years. Our main site is located on Lime Street in Waterloo by East High School. And then we also have sites in Dunkerton, Evansdale, and Cedar Falls. But Waterloo is by far our biggest site. We get almost 200 kids a day coming to that location. And basically we're a drop-in program after school and during the summer hours for kids ages 6 to 18. We serve anybody, any child age 6 to 18 is welcome to come to the club, but we really exist for the kids that need us the most. We want to keep kids out of trouble and off the streets and direct them into something positive, whether that be through academics or through sports and recreation. We do a lot of character and leadership building at the club. We encourage kids to stay on track in school, graduate from high school, and think about their future
So,
beyond.
on any given afternoon, you know, anybody who visits the building sees the gym, and that's, of
Mhm.
course, what we think of.
Yep.
But on any given afternoon, what happens at the Boys and Girls Club?
Well, we keep them on a pretty strict schedule, believe it or not. Some days it may not always appear that way, especially right now with, you know, the winter break
Christmas
coming
energy?
up. Yes, Christmas energy. That's a very nice way to put it. A lot of Christmas energy in the building, but we really do keep the youth on a pretty tight time schedule. They come in after school, and the first thing they have is snack. We have a really great partnership with the food bank, and they provide snack and dinner for our kids every day. So that's a wonderful service that they provide for us. So the kids come in off the bus, they have snack, and then they actually do Power Hour, which is one of our flagship programs. It's a homework help and tutoring time. So all the kids are required to participate in that. We have staff and volunteers that help them with their homework from the day. If they don't have any homework, then they can read a book or do a math worksheet or, you know.
It's quiet work.
Exactly, exactly. And then from there, they move through within their age group to either the gym time or this year we've actually put a big focus on our STEM activities, our science, technology, engineering, and math programs. So we have a few clubs within the club. We have a Lego club, a weather club, a math club, and a science club that kids can participate in. We offer music lessons, which is wonderful. We partner with a lot of students at UNI that are going to school to learn how to teach music. So we offer cello, violin, guitar, piano, and drums. No extra cost for that. Kids can learn those instruments. We do dance lessons.
And how does that go over?
The dance lessons are great. The kids love it. We do ballet and hip hop, or what we offer right now.
Yeah.
Heinz Dance Academy
Awesome.
provides that service, and it's very popular. The kids really, they really do well. They enjoy having the opportunity to learn that skill. We really try to offer something for everybody, whatever the child is interested in, and focus them in on that. But so it's more than just a gym and basketball. I mean, it is that, you know, there's always going to be that, but a lot more than just playing basketball or flag football.
Well, the other thing that strikes me is you don't have a giant staff, do you?
We don't. We have about 30 staff total, but only 8 are full-time, 22 part-time. A lot of college kids work with us part-time, but the thing that we've been successful at too is we get a lot of interns and volunteers, and that helps keep our staffing costs low, but still have a lot of adults in the building.
So you can focus the dollars that are delivered to you guys on delivering to the students.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So how do you get volunteers?
Any way. I mean, we partner with the colleges, UNI, Kaplan, Hawkeye. That's a big, so Wartburg, big source of volunteers there. Sometimes parents will volunteer, different businesses in the community. Anyone can be a volunteer, and that can be a one-time commitment, or it can be a once-a-week commitment.
So how, if someone was interested in volunteering, what would they do?
They can call the club
Okay.
at 234-2839. They can visit
What's
our
that number?
234. I'm not used to talking on the radio, I guess. I speak to
No,
quickly.
I just always make people say it twice.
234-2839. They can also visit our website, cedarvalleyclubs, plural.org. and get more information that way, and just fill out an application, and that's really all there is to it. Kids would love to have any adults come into the building. They would love it.
Well, I hope some people take the spirit of the season and carry it out through the year by volunteering. Because oftentimes there's a great thing that happens when you work with young people as a volunteer, and that is you gain more than you give.
You do.
And,
and people don't think that this 1 hour will make a difference. It really does. It sounds very cliched, but that 1 hour really makes a big difference in the lives of these kids.
Be it Boys and Girls Club, be it Big Brothers and Little Sisters, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, a small time commitment can provide some stability and some mentoring to a kid that needs it.
Yep, absolutely.
And one of the great things about working with Boys and Girls Club is you get to see the kids grow. I mean, you get to experience, you get to be part of their lives.
Yep,
and that's a privilege all by itself.
It is.
We're going to play one of your favorite songs, I think.
Oh, great.
Which is what? What do you think your favorite song is?
Well, hopefully we're on the same page. Oh, Holy Night.
Yes, it is.
Oh, good. We're on the same page.
And we actually have, this is going to be kind of a nice one, because this is a fellow named Johnny Mathis, who actually performed at the Gallagher Blue Door a few years ago and gave just a great show.
Yeah.
He is just as smooth and
He's wonderful. My mother-in-law loves, I don't know if she's listening, but she loves Johnny Mathis. She actually came to the event.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll tell you, he's 70 years old.
I know, I can't believe that.
It's so interesting. I got to spend some time with him backstage, and when you saw him backstage, he was his shoulders were slumped a little bit, and he was sort of shuffling, and you thought, oh, here's an older guy. And he hit that stage, and man, he was twisted. He was bouncing around.
He still got it.
He'd saved all of his energy for that performance. So, anyway, we'll get to hear a little bit of his performance. This is "Oh Holy Night" by Johnny Mathis, Laura Cann's favorite song.
Yes. Yeah, was that last year that he came?
It must have been 2 years ago now. I don't know. I lose track too. It's interesting. It's crazy, but I'm always thinking of the next year.
Yeah.
So I don't even experience this year really.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of already sort of thinking about next year.
Is next year determined? I mean, obviously
It's
not
close.
public, but
It's
to you
close.
guys.
Yeah. We've made a lot of decisions that, and now we're making formal offers and trying to get them actually booked in.
Process.
So a lot of the selection process is done now. So, this one has beautiful words too.
Yeah. There's a lot of great versions of this one, but we do love Johnny. My mother-in-law loves Johnny.
So what does your husband do?
He works for the American Cancer Society.
Oh my gosh. You guys
Yeah.
must come home exhausted.
So we're both, I tell people we're broke. We're both a nonprofit. It's kind of the joke, but yeah. He works for them. He's been there about 7 years.
The important thing about being broke is spending time with people who have so much less than we do.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Speaking as an arts guy who lived in a terrible, terrible apartment, like 1-bedroom apartment with 5 other people after college, we still had it pretty good.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And working at the club, that's reinforced every day.
And it seems like you have a pretty good team there.
We do. We have a lot of long-standing people.
Yeah. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Yeah.
I think that matters.
Yeah.
Relationship thing's important. Did you work before Chuck came?
No, Chuck's always been there since I was there. Yeah. So I didn't meet Jason. I don't know if you knew Jason. I never met him. So. But a lot of our staff worked with Jason. So.
A long time ago, a fellow named Frank Esser worked with him.
Yeah.
I know he comes down and visits.
He does.
He's
He's still pretty involved. He's a nice guy.
He's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I like Frank a
He
lot. I
always
think his
says-
heart was there. It's still probably a big chunk of it's there.
Yeah.
That was something he was very passionate about. Still is.
And he came on, so the club had a director for 20, the only director they've had, Sam, for 25 years maybe. Started the club, was the exec for 25 years, and then he retired, and then Frank stepped in. So I think that's a challenging situation when you've had the only person that's been running it. So, but did a great job.
coming in after a founder is one of the hardest things you can do.
I would imagine, yeah. He was there, I think, about 10 years or so.
His heart was in it. I think sending his kids to college showed Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah, but Frank still comes around and it's,
Well, he's a very good fundraiser, and he's still so connected.
yeah.
I think he got it. He'd tell you he probably got as much out of the Boys and Girls Club as they got out of him. He knows his career was a lot of his personal development and spiritual development was really there. His wife's retiring.
Now, what did she do?
She's been a teacher,
Oh.
another fourth grade teacher. It's like my wife.
Oh. Kinda funny.
And he's just now going to retire. And I think that's going to make Frank want to retire. They're a nice couple. The guy who is he's a volunteer engineer. And he loves the music, but he just enjoys his life. He's a good guy. Well, was it good?
It was. It's so beautiful.
Oh,
It's
you
such
know,
a beautiful song.
It was funny, we were sort of talking over it, because we both know the song so well. And then when he sort of came to the angel singing, right? We
Yeah.
both stopped
I
and
know,
sort
it was a
of turned
big
off and listened for a little
conversation,
bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty neat. So let's talk a little bit more about the Boys and Girls Club, because I think it's a place that's really kind of in motion these days. You've been able to grow some of your services and engage more people. But talk about working there, because I think there's a young man named Chuck Rowe who's the executive director there, and he seems to have a lot of energy. I mean, what's the place like these days?
I've been in the nonprofit field pretty much since I graduated from college, worked at a few different places, all wonderful, but this has probably personally been the most rewarding place that I've worked at, and just to be able to really see the reason why I get up and come to work every day in those kids when they come through the door every day at 3 o'clock. It's just such a rewarding place to be, and we have a wonderful staff, a lot of longtime people. Steve and I were kind of discussing. We have some individuals. Miss Gloria is our front desk supervisor. She's worked probably every job within the club. She's been there over 30 years. Oh, she knows everyone. The neat thing about Miss Gloria is that a lot of our parents, the club kids' parents, were club kids themselves that Miss Gloria tutored and mentored and worked with, and now they're grown up and they're sending their kids to the club. So she's wonderful, and she's been there over 30 years. And a lot of our staff has been there 5 years or more. They don't do it for the paycheck, truly. They don't do it for the recognition. They really do it for the kids that we serve. They really, really care about the kids that we serve. It's almost unbelievable sometimes that people are really like this, but they really love the kids that come through our doors every day. And it's a great team environment. Nobody's above doing anything, and Chuck included. I mean, he'll lick envelopes, he'll do anything. Everyone's a team player.
That's great. And that's how you keep an organization healthy, and when you're serving young people like you guys do, being able to keep yourself rooted in tradition, because it sounds like Miss Gloria helps you with that.
That's correct.
But also have some energy and be moving forward, and not just preparing the kids. I think sometimes people think that people that work with young people are helping them survive, and that's sort of job one, of course, but really helping them prepare for the future. So, I listened to your talk about STEM and technology work. This is about preparing kids for jobs that don't even exist yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a lot more than feeding them. That's a lot more than keeping them safe.
Yeah.
And I just, my hat's off to you for that great work. It's inspiring to me. We're going to play another song now, because we're running out of time. We're getting into our conversation.
It's chatty, I guess.
know. But we're going to play White Christmas by Bing Crosby, which is another
classic.
old classic.
But an oldie but a goodie.
Oldie but a goodie. Anyway, this is Bing Crosby.
Is it a half-hour show or an hour show? Half-hour show.
The first 5 minutes takes about a half hour, and then the second 25 minutes takes about 5 minutes. once people get relaxed, it gets really easy.
Yeah. What type of music? I mean, is there usually sort of a theme? Obviously,
What
this
we
is
try to
Christmas,
do
but-
is, what we try to do is bring in musicians from the area.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes we link it up to something we're doing, but oftentimes we link it to people from their church, or a praise band, or
Sure.
a blues band, or a local theater, the symphony, anybody who's doing any art stuff really. And then we try to link it up to people. So we oftentimes bring in pastors, or we try to find, frankly, African American people that have the arts in their life somehow, be it in a very traditional sort of church-centered way, and then we get them to talk about it. Because the idea is to build bridges, right? To show that we might listen to different music, or different people listen to different music, but they all have that common thread of something. And oftentimes what we find is the music's the same, of course. And so it's interesting, you know, when we first started doing the show, we'd feature more African American musicians and things, and we still do, but people would talk to us, they'd want to talk about everything else. So you have to be careful about putting people in boxes.
Yeah.
That's what we learned early on. But I think when I first came to town, I went one of those sort of invasive, crazy people, so I went and started meeting with just about anybody who would meet with me. And when I met with Blue and other people here, and some of the pastors, and just random people, a lot of the African American community said, Cedar Falls isn't for us, and the arts isn't for us. It's for other people. And it irritates the hell out of me. And so this is one of the things we do, but we do a lot of, we work with a lot of different groups and churches and stuff to give people those experiences.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully it works. But I think music has enormous power to bring community together, and I love that. It's sometimes the most rewarding experiences I have is when that happens. You can see it, and you can feel it. It's just like, I think oftentimes when we do sort of service work or not-for-profit work, seeing that immediate feedback piece.
Yeah. Helps.
Even though you get negative feedback too, being able to see it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, Laura, this is a rare chance for you being on the radio, because I'm going to ask you what you want for Christmas.
Oh my gosh! You should have prepared me with
No,
this
I
question,
can't.
Steve.
I can't imagine this is the first time you've thought of it.
What do I want for Christmas besides, of course, world peace and
That'd be
all
good.
those types of things?
If we can get that for you, we'll work on it.
We'll work on that, number one. What do I want for Christmas? I really don't want much. Maybe a new pair of shoes? Would that be good?
That's
Steve?
okay.
I
That
don't
sounds
know.
really
It's
fun.
generic.
I hope you don't. Can't wait
You
to
can ask
unwrap
my
it.
husband. I'm the worst. I never give people ideas for gifts. I'm one of those, I don't care. I'm the worst at that. I don't know. I have everything I need, I guess.
Can you share some of the things you're thinking about for your son?
I can't. He's only 2, so I think it's safe to
He's
say.
probably not listening right now.
He might be napping right now. Hopefully he is. He's getting a train set. That's his big gift.
Cool.
Trains. He's very into trains and cars, and so I've been told, we know someone that purchased the same train set actually, and it took about 3 hours to put together. So luckily he goes to bed early because we're going to be very busy Christmas Eve with the train set,
That
putting it
sounds
together.
great. That's a classic present. And well, kids are either, my experience is either kids are sort of into animals and dinosaurs, or they're into trains and cars
Yeah.
and things like that. But it's so fun to watch them play and sort of figure things out. Well, we're actually going to have to end our show. We're running right out of time, but Laura, would you remind us of that concert, when it happens?
I will. It's the Cedar Valley Christmas. It will always be the first Monday after Thanksgiving, so early December, first Monday in December.
And if you
usually.
come, bring your voice.
Yes, absolutely, because we will have a sing-along and it'll be a great time.
And for folks who are interested in volunteering, what's that number and what's that website again?
234-2839, and our website is www.cedarvalleyclubs.org.
So who should they ask for?
Actually, Megan is our volunteer coordinator, so they can ask for Megan, and she can give them all the information.
Oh, that's great. Well, I know you're getting ready to have a sort of a shutdown period for over the holidays till school starts again.
Yep.
I hope you get a lot of rest.
Thank you.
And come back refreshed and ready to work, because I suspect those kids will have some energy when they come back too.
Yes, they will.
Well, this has been an edition of Standing Room Only, a joint production of KBBG Radio and the Gallagher Blue Dorn Performing Arts Center at the University of Northern Iowa. Thank you for joining us.